Assalamu alaikum, brother and sister. This is your host Fawad again. This is your Fawad host again. I mean, either way, it's right. This is your host Fawad, and today's live stream is a little different, a little unique because we are having the guests all the way from Scotland. And yes, it'll be a lot of Scottish discussions today. Alhamdulillah, we've got Brother Javed here. Brother Javed, basically, he has recently visited Lebanon with his team and team of volunteers, and they were part of the Lebanon deployment. And they went there for the winter distributions. In fact, they went there twice. Once they went in February, then they went again in the month of March. And he wasn't alone. He had, mashallah, volunteers with him. It was quite an interesting trip for them, quite an eye-opening, and it was great experience for a lot of volunteers, and we'll try to get hold of and get in touch with these volunteers as well. So we will take them inshallah one by one live with Muslim Charity on this amazing platform. And I think I should not wait more, and in fact make you guys wait more too, and I should invite Brother Javed in the studio, and let's go to Scotland. Hello, Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum from Scotland,
How
the
are
land
you?
of iron brew and Tunnels tea cake. How is everyone?
Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, all good. Believe it or
Listen,
not, Fahad Bhai, the sun is shining in Scotland today. We finally seen sun in Scotland.
really, it's quite rare there, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, only कभी कभी आता है. ईद
Listen,
की चांद यहाँ पे जो सूरज है ना ईद की चांद की तरह है कभी कभी आता है.
but well, Eid ka chand, it comes twice at least.
बस बस यही सोचो कि यहाँ पे सूरज भी दो दफा आता है.
Right, right, great. And actually, listen, I've got a question for you, yeah, and
Okay,
and
fire away.
and this question I'll ask of all of you volunteers, inshallah, as soon as the guests start to join in. Why is it Scotland and not Scotland?
Why is it Scotland and not Scotland?
Not Scotland.
I think I think it's just an accent. That's all it is. I,
Okay.
it's
On
just an
that
accent.
on that note, housekeeping, tick tick tick, housekeeping. Listen, in today's show, everyone will be allowed to speak only if they will talk slow.
Slow. Okay.
Cause cause I'll not be able to understand the beautiful Scottish accent. How can I learn this accent, Javai?
But you have to come and stay here for a while,
Hmm.
and we'll teach you.
Oh,
So no
really?
problem at all.
Tamina, Sister Tamina, when she speaks, yeah, there is a difference in the accent, right? In from Glasgow and Edinburgh. Is that right?
Yes, I mean, the way you if you go up north, the accent's going to get different, and it's going to get a bit more pure Scottish and Gaelic, and it's very
Okay.
hard to understand.
Do you struggle too when you go up north?
Yeah, see if you go really up north, I think sometimes you will think, yeah, hey, this isn't Scottish, but it's more of a Gaelic kind of.
Okay. Okay. So let's ask you, Brother Javed. Now you need to tell us about basically who is Javaid Ullah and how did he become part of Muslim charity?
Javaid Ullah is obviously Javaid Ullah. Born and bred in Scotland.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, I think I'll say that it's quite well known in Glasgow.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Due to obviously being with the media.
Uh-huh.
I've been doing radio for a long time in Glasgow now. I've been doing a lot of voluntary charity work as well.
Mm-hmm.
Muslim charity, how did Muslim charity come around? Again, you mentioned the sister's name, Sister Tamina.
Mm-hmm.
She used to do some volunteering work with Muslim charity,
For more
and
than
she asked me to get
8 years now.
involved.
Mm.
I helped her out with a couple of events.
Mm.
Believe it or not, a few years ago, with a team from Scotland, we cycled from Glasgow to Syria. That was a
Oh.
challenge. And when we came back, there's an event on in Glasgow where the late Junaid Jamshed came,
Okay.
and it was done by Muslim Charity, and we were invited to that event.
Uh-huh.
And I still got a picture of the whole team and Junaid Jamshed with the Muslim Charity logo. So yeah,
Oh.
so obviously it was through her. Got involved. She asked me to get more involved. I spoke to her brother Maruf and Irfan,
Hmm.
and then that's it. The rest is history.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. So how has been with Muslim charity so far?
I think it's been a very good journey so far. I'm really
Okay.
enjoying it.
Okay.
I've learnt a lot from the brothers as well. It's been really good. I've been made feel really welcome by everyone,
Hmm.
and from the word go, I think I was made to feel very homely. I was like a family member.
Hmm.
It didn't take me long to fit in.
Oh, Alhamdulillah. And what did you learn from me? I am
आपसे
so.
मैंने क्या सीखा है कि कुछ भी नहीं.
That's the meanest thing you can say. Okay, listen, Mehran is here. Let's see what is Mehran doing. Mehran, Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, how are you doing?
Alhamdulillah, how are you?
Yeah, very well, very well. How are you
Listen,
guys doing?
yeah,
Alhamdulillah.
doing fine. Alhamdulillah. Listen, I hope you're not driving.
No, I've parked up. I've parked up.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to take the blame. Oh, brother Fuad, just pull me in. I couldn't do anything.
Yeah, no, I
And
told
listen,
Jav,
yeah, I'm
I
not
was
paying
like,
you parking tickets. Okay.
no, you're absolutely fine.
Good.
No,
Alhamdulillah.
he told me he was going to be at work. He'll take time out and join us.
Oh,
Uh,
brilliant, mashallah.
Mehran was one of the volunteers that went to the Lebanon trip with us in
Hmm.
March, and I think it was an eye opener for him.
Yeah, I remember when we did live from the field. I think we briefly spoke to Mehran there, and but it was the network wasn't very well, so we couldn't really listen to what basically how the experience was for you. So Mehran, briefly tell us. I mean, tell us about when. I mean, why did you go to Lebanon, and how was your experience there?
Yeah, so first of all, this was something that I've always wanted to do. I've always been someone who's got a huge passion of helping the poor. And then I've always known Jav from a very sort of long time. So when I seen Jav go on his deployment in January time, and I seen him doing his Facebook lives and stuff like that, I thought it's a perfect opportunity for myself to get involved and really try to make a difference. So when I got into contact with Jav, he said, "Look, we're going to go during Ramadan or just before Ramadan to uh, sort of raise money for Ramadan iftari packs." I thought
Mhm.
this is a perfect opportunity for myself to get involved. So when I first went, I didn't know what to expect. Like you
Mhm.
think, oh, we're going to raise money within such a good cause, but you don't really know who you're going to give it to
Mhm.
unless you really go get out there and really give it to the people who actually need it.
Mhm.
So it was something that was really breathtaking and very eye-opening to see the conditions that the families live in and the
Mhm.
sort of choices that they have. They have nothing, absolutely nothing.
Mhm.
And it just goes to show how grateful we need to be.
Mm-hmm. Okay, brilliant. That's amazing. I mean, and I mean, tell me, what was your best inspiration? I mean, you got from the person who was living there and was still grateful, despite living in that harsh conditions. Did you meet such people there?
Yes. So what really took my breath away was the fact of the smiles the children have. Like the kids are so happy, they were playing, like they had no idea the condition that they were in. They were just content and they were content with what the smallest of things of just having food. And I just felt like saying there's so much out there in this lifetime. Like I met a kid in an orphanage who was a boxer and he wanted to
Okay.
keep doing boxing and he had so much talent, but it was
Wow.
just like the talent just going to go to waste. And I felt like saying to him, "You're going to be a future." Well, I was saying to him, "You're going to be a future boxer. Like, just keep doing what you're doing." But it's like things like this that really get you. Like the kids are really talented,
Hmm.
and it's just a shame that they don't have the right opportunity to excel.
Hmm. Yeah, and you know, I mean, like you said, the kids didn't know actually what's happening there. I mean, what was your feeling to see the kids in that situation? And really, the kids are innocent, you see. I mean, they don't know
Yeah,
exactly what's happening around them. So what was your
yeah,
feeling? I mean, being I mean, did you recall your own childhood, being a kid yourself?
yeah,
Did you go
absolutely.
into the did you go into those memories? Because I do when I go.
For sure, yeah, for sure. Like I have a lot of nieces and nephews,
Hmm.
so I'm always surrounded by children. So to see their upbringing and to now see what the upbringing of these Syrian children was really difficult to see.
Hmm.
So that's why it was really good to spend time with them. Like we made
Brilliant.
quite a few friendships with the kids. Like we got to
Mm.
see them more than once. So to speak to the families and say, look, you aren't abandoned. We're here. We're looking to help, and we will be back to help. And to see their surreal reaction of that, just them thanking us, saying, look, we didn't know this was possible, or that we didn't know that people knew
Mm.
what's going on up here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So to have that sort of thing, recognition from them,
Mm.
it meant the world.
Right, right, right. Okay. Now, out of out of this discussion here, I'm gonna ask you a question, and then I'm gonna call in Sophia, inshallah.
Yeah.
Okay. The question is, Javed bhai, you need to be ready about that. Yeah.
Okay.
No, okay. Now, first of all, tell me, has that's not the question. I'm just asking first before the question. Has he invited you to his house for iftar or
Not yet. Not yet.
not yet? Okay.
Listen,
Listen.
I think I need to leave.
Javed bhai, listen.
I think I've got a phone call coming. I
Yeah.
think I need to leave.
Found the silence.
Not yet.
Okay. Tell me one incident there when you guys were traveling with Javed, yeah, which made you laugh so much and you weren't expecting that. Tell me.
It's got to be his poses for his photos. Oh, every
Give me a pose.
20,
Give me a
every
pose.
5 seconds, he was either the side pose or the one like out. Oh, it was fantastic. It was
You
entertaining.
got to look good in your photographs. You got to look good for your photographs.
Okay. Let's see. Let's Sophia is here and let's invite her in. Assalamu alaikum, Sophia.
Welcome, Salam. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not bad. How are you?
Good, thank you. Yeah.
So are you the one who is also impressed with Javed's
Sorry,
poses too?
Fadi bhai,
Yeah.
Sophie, can you move to the right or move the curtain because the light from the back is obviously
Yeah,
that's better.
exactly. So that was I was going to say to that this to you too. Okay, you need to close the curtain a bit more.
You got to close the curtain a wee bit more.
Does that work?
A
That
little
works.
bit,
Yeah.
It's
a
that.
little bit. You make
Yeah.
sure
See
don't-
this. See the sun is out in Scotland.
I
told you
know.
the sun
Yes.
is
Oh,
out.
the sun's out and you're making me block it. How rude.
Okay. So yeah, the question. So you heard Mehran's response. He was saying he loved the poses of Javed when he used to pose for the camera, one leg out, and yeah. So were you impressed too?
Yeah, so I was really impressed. Actually, I was taking tips as well. I mean, you learn from the master, don't you? So it wasn't just the charity work. So we were learning the poses as well. And the thing that I loved, actually, it's not actually something that I picked up on, but it was actually something that one of the other volunteers picked up. Rano, he commented that, whenever you ask Jav to very kindly take a picture of you, he might just take a couple of quick shots, and then he hands his camera over to you, and then you end up spending the next 10 or 15 minutes getting the perfect shot. And believe me, you want to get the perfect shot because you're going to end up getting shouted at, and you don't want to get shouted at. And
That is not true. That is not true. That's just made up.
Javed,
Back me up.
Javed,
I'm with
what's your version now? What's your version? Tell us about your version now.
Right, listen, one's got to have a decent photograph. I mean, come on. Professionals have 100 takes before they get one photograph taken. I'm the same. I'm not an amateur that take a couple of photographs and then you're fine. You've got to have a nice, good photographs for your portfolio.
So the
Do you know what? All
complaint is
joking aside,
Actually, you know what? I blame the photographers. उनको फोटो नहीं खींचनी आती.
okay.
मैं पोस्ट सही करता हूँ उनको फोटो नहीं खींचनी आती.
No, I was
Yes,
like, all
I
joking
blame
aside,
the
actually,
photographers.
Okay, yeah. So we'll blame the photographers, and I hope we could just pull them in here in this transmission. You should have told me before, you guys. I would pull one of the photographers inside then and ask them. Sophia, how was the experience? Tell us.
It was. To be honest, I actually really struggle to describe it because it feels a little bit wrong saying that it was good because you're seeing such horrific stuff that's really is very heartbreaking. So to say it was good, it feels a little bit wrong, but it was very enlightening. I genuinely never thought that I could ever do anything that would be both heartbreaking and heartwarming at the same time. It was really hard to decide what you were feeling because you know, the reaction that you were getting from the people that you were helping, they were so warm, they were so welcoming. But then you're looking around them, and then you're thinking, you know, how can you be so warm? How can you be so welcoming when this is your situation? But they're so used to just making do with what they have, and it was just such an enlightening experience. To be honest, yeah.
Brilliant. So was it the first time you went on a deployment, or have you gone before too?
So it was my first time. I've done a little bit of like kind of fundraising and stuff, and I've supported some of the deployments in terms of, you know, donating. But it was the first time that I've actually been on the ground, at the heart of it. So it was definitely a new experience, something I never thought that I would get to do. Yeah.
Right. So
would you like to say thanks to me for roping you into it?
Hey, I'm gonna mute your mic
in front of everyone.
Okay. So what did you bring back in terms of the learning from this tour? You did with we did with Javaid Ullah. So yeah, he's happy.
Yeah, how to deal with Jav. Yeah, that's a life experience there.
Okay.
No, I think that the thing that I learned back, actually, I learned while I was over there is in terms of like kind of fundraising and stuff, I found that people generally, rightly or wrongly, they won't donate to a charity, or they won't support a charity. They'll support the people that are helping the charity. So I found that while I was out there, and you know, I was posting pictures and giving updates and stuff, I found that I was actually, alhamdulillah, getting a lot of donations from people that I wouldn't have expected to support something, the situation in the Middle East. And I was getting a lot of questions from people who, you know, didn't necessarily have a grasp of what was going on there. And so I think the thing that I learned was it's so important to take part in these kind of things, not even for yourself, not even for the people that are over there, but for your network. And that's genuinely probably the best way to help people, is to get involved in something like this. And I just didn't consider the impact that it would have on the people that I kind of associate with, and you know, seeing their feedback and actually seeing them interested in what's happening over there was actually quite overwhelming.
Brilliant, mashallah. Javaid bhai, okay, over to you. Yeah, listen. Okay, now among. Yeah. You got the opportunity now, but I'm gonna put you in a difficult situation now. I'm sure Sophia and Mehran both will, you know, start sharpening their knives and stuff. Okay, listen, Javaid bhai, between the two, yeah, who do you think was more supportive to you on the tour?
Do you remember who your friends are?
Jav, do you want free food for the village or not?
I can't beat that.
I can't refuse that offer now, can I? No, I can't pick one over the other. I think both are very good. They did really well. They were very supportive, right from the day one, right through. And even when they've come back, they've been doing a lot as well. They've been still promoting the work. So yeah, I can't pick one over the other. Saying that, Sophie took better pictures.
That's because I was scared of you.
Mehran, you need to add a bit of you know,
bit of angles too.
Another speciality on you.
Find Jav's angles.
Yeah, you need to take tutorials from Jav to take good pictures. According to him, good pictures. You don't know if his good pictures are actually good.
Yes.
But based on his definition. Okay, Mehran, on this note, listen, Jeff told you you're at work. You've taken the time out. So if you need to go, just let us know.
No, it's absolutely fine.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, so Javaid bhai, I mean, you've been to Lebanon and twice, yeah? I mean,
yes.
Are there any other deployments that you are working for or you want to work for?
Well, there's a couple in progress. One is not deployment, but I'm looking to go to Pakistan to see the projects. And once I come back, I'll be looking to take a deployment across with myself. And I'm looking forward to the Rickshaw Challenge in October.
You're going there?
Inshallah. I've got a few brothers that are potentially signed up, you can say. They're ready to go.
Hold on a second. Sophia, do you know about Rickshaw Challenge?
I've heard of it, yeah.
Okay. Mehran, do you know about Rickshaw Challenge?
Yeah, Jav's mentioned it.
Okay, I trust you now, Jav. Please go ahead.
So the Rickshaw Challenge, is
Okay.
something, and I think in the future,
Hmm.
I would like to go out to Bangladesh as well, see
Okay.
the rescue a child
Hmm.
projects.
Hmm.
So these a couple of things I'm looking forward to.
How many teams have you convinced so far to join Rickshaw Challenge? Because this is really fun. This Rickshaw Challenge.
I've got 8 brothers
Okay.
that are obviously looking to go.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got a wee group made. I'm just waiting for them to sign on the dotted line before I can confirm everything.
Okay, brilliant. Because it's a group of three in one rickshaw, basically.
Yeah.
That's how it works, and it's super fun. Last year we had this group called Rickshaw Runnies, and it was Fozia and Saba and Nisu, and they smashed it, man. They drove actually rickshaw 400 kilometers. The rickshaw.
Did you go as well?
No, I didn't. I chose not to.
Why?
Why would I drive a rickshaw there?
देख लो ना फिर दूसरों से काम करा लो खुद नहीं करना.
No, I was busy. I was busy in other entertainment, but my team was there. My team was
Okay.
there, and Mac was there too. Okay, brilliant. Oh, we've got Tamur here. Let's see if we can pull in Tamur. Tamur, assalamu alaikum. Can you hear us?
Wa alaikum assalam. Yes, I can hear you fine. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. I can see one. Yeah, we can. I can see one more time. The sun is out.
That's great. Doesn't happen very often here. So yes.
I know. How are you, Tamur? Are you okay?
Alhamdulillah, I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, not bad. So, which deployment did you go to with the team? I mean, it was March or February?
It was January. I
Oh,
think
January.
January. Yeah,
it
yeah,
was the
January.
January deployment that I went to with Jav leading the team then. So yes,
Okay.
that was the January deployment.
The January deployment. Okay, and how was that your first time, or you have been to a deployment before?
No, it was my first time. It's something I've always
Okay.
wanted to do, tried to do, but it was my
Okay.
first experience.
So you tried it, and what do you think about it then?
Do you know what? It's very hard a lot of people have asked me the same question. It's very hard to
Mhm,
put into words. It's
mhm,
all the cliches, it's an experience that stays with you. It really
mhm,
is. It's an experience that stays with you.
mhm,
It was rewarding. It was challenging at the same time.
mhm.
It's very different from your typical, your charity phone-ins and your bank transfers. Just
Yeah.
that face to face, that ability to see people,
Mhm,
experience a bit of what they're going through
mhm,
that's the thing that sticks out when it comes to these deployments. Just being there, being with the people,
mhm,
understanding their challenges, contributing whatever little we can.
mhm.
With us coming from relatively comfortable backgrounds and seeing what little they have,
Yeah.
putting ourselves in their shoes for a short period of time,
Mm,
it brings you back down to what it's all about. We
mhm,
tend to get lost in our day to day, our work, our families, but just that opportunity to just bring you back down to earth and
mhm.
appreciate what you have and also try and help. It was a fantastic experience.
Yeah, I remember about 10 years back, in fact, 11 years back, when I came into the charity sector before I used to work for Showbiz for a long time. And first time when I visited any project of any charity, that was in 2012, exactly 10 years back. And that changed my perspective for a charity work altogether when I saw the impact. you
Hmm.
know it could have been, it could be like, I mean, it's like 10 pounds, 20 pounds, 30 pounds, maybe 100, 200, 300 pounds for us, which we,
Hmm.
okay, fine, I need to give sadaqah, I need to give. But when you go and see your donations in action, that actually made me stick to the charity sector
Hmm.
after having such a glamorous and glorious life before the charity sector.
I understand. No, that's
And
great.
I think what you're saying, I can easily reflect back on that. Yeah, I mean, it is life changing for most of them, especially who go for the first time. And what's your thoughts about Jav as a Amir of the trip?
No, honestly, I just had an awkward pause there just to make him feel uncomfortable. But no, it was, he's a good brother, a good leader of the group.
Uh-huh.
I mean, if you can get a group to stick together
Hmm.
to do the work that we're supposed to do, guide us,
Hmm.
support us, what more can you ask for? So I think he did a fantastic job and took care of us all. Still stay in touch, So Alhamdulillah, very very good person, good leader. Love to go again when the opportunity arises.
Brilliant. Where have you invited him for iftar today?
I invited him the day before yesterday. He didn't take up the offer, so you know,
I was busy.
welcome to come
Yeah,
whenever you got a bit of time.
Brilliant. Okay, I've got a very short 30-second clip to show. Yeah. Now, that's not from Javed's trip, but it is something which I love to ask people to do on each other while you're out there, right? So I mean, just watch this short clip here and see if this happened to you, and if not, you must do it. You must plan it. Have a look at it.
What do you say obvious, Naz?
Can't see.
Can't even wake him up.
He's not gonna be able to wake him up, trust me.
Push it. You woke up.
Yes. He's one of the volunteers from here up north here near Manchester, and he slept while Mohin was giving briefing, Javed, and he slept so deep, yeah, and they had to really shake him up, and still wasn't waking up. Listen, do you do such briefings to your volunteers? I mean, do you make them sleep too?
Do you make them sleep?
Do you make them sleep with this boring briefing?
No. I make sure they're on their toes. Yeah, I make sure they're active. I make sure they're on their toes. Even when they're sleeping, I'll wake them up. The thing is, I think all my volunteers know that as soon as they fall asleep, I'm going to start recording them and make videos of them
Okay.
and pictures.
I'll ask this question to from another guest, Mohammed Abdul Razzaq bhai. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Wa alaikum assalam.
How are you? You okay?
Alhamdulillah, very good, thank you.
Okay, my question is, does Brother Javed, when he gives his briefings, does he make people sleep?
No, I think you hit the nail on the head. If you fall asleep, he'll make a video of it, and you will be embarrassed for the rest of your life. And I can testify to that as
well. Okay. How are you, sir? And which trip tour did you go to? With Jav.
I was on the deployment in January to Lebanon.
Oh, mashallah, so January. Okay, brilliant. So, and was this your first time?
No, I've been with other trips before, yes, but
Okay.
each and every trip with Jav or without Jav is very, very fulfilling because you suddenly realize that money, the world doesn't revolve around money. The world revolves around a smile, a thank you, a hug, a glimpse into other people's lives. And me and Jav, we've been on many trips together, and I've been on many trips without Jav, and I can say that that smile, that thank you, helps me pass the whole year or even my lifetime to say that somebody had said thank you to me, and I was able to help them.
Mashallah. And how do you think this trip was, since you have been on other deployments? How do you think this trip was different from other charities?
This deployment was very intense, I must say. Although we were there for 5 days, we really never had a time to really time to ourselves. People say, "Oh, you're there for fun. You're gone there on a lads out, or you're going on a stag do or whatever." But I can assure you, it wasn't. We were up at the early doors. We were back late, but for somehow Jav manages to still text you and say, "Look, we know you've done a 12-hour shift to the charity. We know you've been deploying things. We're still going out, and you have that energy to go out and sort of unwind for 10, 15 or 20 minutes before you come back and drop dead in your bed."
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Okay, Alhamdulillah. So I've got a short roundup of video of basically what happened in your deployment. I would really want to share that video with you guys. So it'll probably, it's always exciting for me when I work on these videos. When the footage come to me, because most of the people I know from footage, and when I get to meet them, and when I take their accounts on their experiences, when what they had on the ground, it fulfills me. What's the word? It fills me up with so much happiness that we are doing something. Muslim charity is doing something which is really changing the lives of people in true sense. So let's have a look at this short video, and we'll be back in 1 minute and 45 seconds. Sophia, what are your best memories from this trip? What is your best memory?
I think probably the memory, I don't know if it's my best memory, but the memory that sticks out for me, it was my first impression. It was at the orphanage. So the first sort of interaction that we had with beneficiaries was in the orphanage. We spent the day packing boxes, and then we went across to the orphanage to see children. And I can only describe myself as being like a rabbit caught in headlights. It was so overwhelming. The children, they were so excited to see us, and they were jumping up and down and having a great time. And I didn't know what to do with myself. I was taking it all in, and there was just so much to process. And I was kind of like, so, like wandering around aimlessly. I wasn't really sure what to do with myself, who to talk to, or what to do, to be honest. And there was a little eight-year-old girl, Fatima. She was absolutely gorgeous. She just tapped me on my arm and just said, "What's your name?"
Okay.
And she just by that, she just completely kind of brought me out of my shell. And I learned to kind of just go with it and play with the kids. And it's just the fact that we were there to help the children, and it was actually this 8-year-old girl that helped me and brought me out of my shell and just helped me get immersed in the experience. And I just thought that was quite funny how it happened like that. It was just, I was all ready to help and get involved, but then I was just like a rabbit caught in headlights. Like I say, it was just so overwhelming.
Right. This rickshaw challenge, Brother Jav really, talked about. This is like, this is like all different kind of an experience. This is. We do send out deployments for basically, when people get to meet the beneficiaries and stuff. Now there is another way we do is challenges, right? Cycling challenge and hiking challenge and this rickshaw challenge specifically. I think if you can, you need to think about doing this, because this is like full of fun, and you get to meet the beneficiaries, actually the poor and vulnerable families. Eventually, you're gonna give this rickshaw to at the end of the trip. So that'll be basically the gift for them to earn their livelihood. So do think about it, about the rickshaw challenge, and
Do you know,
be
I would
desperate.
consider it, but I don't think that Jav would trust my driving.
He will.
I
He will.
actually, I offered to drive back from the airport because he was really tired, and he just said no and completely woke up. And I was like,
Well,
absolutely not.
I can assure you, you would drive a rickshaw better than him because we have got a training session before actually we let you to drive on the main road. So we do give trainings too. So it's quite fun, right? So Taimur bhai, so what is your best memory of that trip?
Oh God. Okay. There's three that are right up there, but I'll share one. It's one that my family laughed at me when I shared it with them.
Mm-hmm.
But I brought, as you do, some volunteers, they bring things with them to distribute themselves, and I had brought a rucksack full of toys,
Mm-hmm.
and it's never enough when you go to one of the camps. You just can't give it to everyone,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately. So we tried to come up with a tactic to isolate some kids in the corner and approach
Okay.
them discreetly
Okay.
so that you could give, but you wouldn't be surrounded because you didn't want to disappoint anyone.
Okay.
And I remember I saw this young kid, probably about 3 years old, and he was just
Mm,
playing with stones.
mm.
And I started approaching him, and he ran. He got a fright. He said, "Who's this big guy chasing me?" And I ended up just trying to chase him with a
Oh,
toy.
okay.
Ended up in the back of his camp, and his family was looking. But when he realized what I was doing, he was just so happy to see
Okay.
what he got. But it was just funny to see, this little boy running
Mashallah.
away. But it's just a sweet memory of mine, just seeing such
Yeah.
a small innocent child just playing away, being happy with what he has,
Yes.
and then being so appreciative of something, a small gesture from our side as well. But
Mm.
I do remember that fondly.
Right. And are you thinking about a rickshaw challenge with Jav or not?
I'm not, unfortunately. I don't. I mean, I just don't have unfortunately, the holidays to take
Oh,
at the
okay.
moment. I'd love to take a bit of time
Or
out.
maybe you want to make sure that they come alive first, and then once you're convinced that
Yeah,
it's worth it, then you
let's.
might consider. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
On
Let them
that trip,
test.
I'll go with you then.
That's a good. That's a good shout. Let's do that. Let's see how you get on.
Brilliant, brilliant. Tamil bhai, thank you so much for giving us time, sir.
No
Jazakallah,
problem. No, thank
Jazakallah
you.
for being here with us. And Sister Sophia, thank you so much again for giving us time and just being here and joining us on this live transmission. Do spread the word about good work of Muslim charity and invite Jab on iftar so he can be happy.
Absolutely.
Inshallah.
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 Thank you for your time.
Take care, Sister Sophia. Thank you so much.
Take care. Bye
Thank you,
bye.
Brother
Thank you.
Tamur. Take care. Assalamu alaikum. Yes, Brother Abdul Razak, what's your best memory? Let me have Hassan in. Hassan
Well,
is there. Okay.
Let
Assalamualaikum.
Hassan bhai,
well,
Assalamu alaikum. How are you? Hassan,
I'm
we'll
good. How are you?
talk to you in 2 minutes. I'm fine, alhamdulillah.
Yeah,
He's
that's
asking Brother Abdul Razak what's his best memory from the Lebanon deployment. So let's see what he has to say, inshallah. Yes, brother.
I've got so many memories. I don't know where to start, and they're all good memories. Um, Apart from taking 1,000+ photographs on the deployment, which I'm notorious for, uh, then trying to send them all to Jav and all these photographs, and he goes Baskar, Baskar. But I think two of my top ones, and I've shared it with many people and who I've spoken to. One was with Timmy actually, and we were distributing gloves. And I think Jav gave it to me, or somebody gave me a pack of gloves, kids'
Hmm.
gloves,
Hmm.
and the smile you get is just. I mean, that's what I do it for. And you think, it doesn't have to be a stove. It doesn't have to be a mattress. It doesn't have to be a water plant. It doesn't have to be
Hmm.
expensive.
Hmm.
Simple glove, and that was it. And the kids were happy. And they're a bit oblivious to what's happening on the bigger picture. They don't care where the food's coming from. They don't care where the heating's coming from.
Hmm.
All they know is they go to their makeshift school and they come back and they have food on. And Muslim charity fortunately do that, and it makes a big thing for. And the second one was also Timmy. And Timmy, like he said, he had a rucksack full of toys, and one of the toys was a Batman. and it was this child's Batman figurine. You know what I'm talking about, the wee figurines you get. And he was really upset because he wanted to give it to somebody, but there were so many children, and he didn't know which one to choose. So he gave it to me for him to choose. That's how upset he was. And I gave it to a child, and the child was happy and everything. And the child next to me was saying, "Oh wow, that's really good." And I asked him what it was, and he goes, "I don't know."
Oh.
And I went, they suddenly hit me. They don't have TV, they don't have Marvel, they don't have Netflix, they don't have Sky. Where they're going to find out? Because, like Jav was saying, they've been born in the camps, they've been brought up in the camps. All they've seen is the camps, and we gave a glimpse of something outside of the camp. And that was my highlight for me, really. And I think, sorry, I'm getting goosebumps, and my back, the hairs in the back of my throat are standing up. I thank Jav and MC for giving me the opportunity.
I think one of the other obviously highlights for us. I mean, me and Razak, we've, like he said earlier on, we've done a lot of things together. We've done a lot of challenges together as well, and we've been out to a few other places. A year and a half now has been about a year and a half. We lost a very dear brother, and alhamdulillah, on this deployment. On behalf of him, on his name, we managed to open a shelter there, which Brother Razak handed over to one of the families there. I think that was going to be something for us, very emotional. It was at the time, opening that shelter and passing on to a family, and knowing that it's a sadqa jariyah for our late brother that passed away. I think that was quite emotional for us at that time.
I understand. I've got a picture of where you are standing inside a shelter. I'm gonna just show you that picture, right? And tell me if this is that shelter.
No, not this one. It was one of the first ones when we were standing outside it.
Okay.
This shelter was donated by a couple of sisters, Sonia and Ghazala. They had done an event for us, and they had raised funds, and this was the shelter on behalf of them.
Right. How exciting was it for you, Brother Javaid, and all of your volunteers to hold the Scottish flag proudly out there while you're giving something out to the people?
I think, listen, we've been Scottish. We were born and bred here.
Yes.
We're proud to be Scotland. Scottish Pakistanis, we can say that's exactly what we are, and we're happy to fly the flag.
Okay. And how excited were you?
Very. I just wanted to show the people that we're from Scotland, and we're here for them.
Mashallah. Hassan, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not bad. Sorry to keep you waiting, buddy.
No, it's okay.
Brother Javaid wasn't just giving time to anyone else.
He loves talking.
I had to snatch the time out of him. How are you? You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Which event did you attend from Scotland for Muslim charity?
It was the Ben Nevis, climbing up Ben Nevis.
Okay, now we're talking. Okay.
Sorry, Fahad Bhai, I'm just going. Hassan is still a baby. I'm just going to let you know that he's still a young baby. Hassan is 16 now.
17.
Yeah. Well, he was 16 when he did Ben Nevis.
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. How was the experience?
Challenging, but yeah, I loved it. Yeah.
And I mean, did you do it really easily, or did you take 1 million breaks like I do?
No, that was Uncle Jav taking breaks, taking pictures. I was we were trying to get up as fast as possible.
Okay, mashallah. So I mean, do you like raising funds?
Yeah, of course. I love doing it. It's always something behind it and a good cause and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, I must say that it's quite inspiring for me, because I'm a father myself, but I've got a daughter. She's just 3 now. But I really get a lot of inspiration from youngsters when they start to raise funds for the causes. Yeah. And I always want to understand what's going in their mind when they think and when they decide to raise funds. So it's my opportunity today to ask you, what went in your mind, Hassan, when you thought, okay, fine, you know what, this is a cause and I'm going to raise funds for it. What was the inspiration?
you know, I think I get asked that like quite a few times before, and I think it's purely like, you know, when you look around, you hear everything that's going on in the world, and you know, you sort of like you understand that there's not much you can do, but then there's to a certain extent raising funds and stuff. That's the sort of difference you can actually make. So with having that in the back of your mind, I feel like, you know, it's like, well, if I can do something, why not? And if I can start from this age, you know, inshallah, I can keep going. Because, you know, learn experience and stuff, you know.
Was it tough?
What, climbing up Ben Nevis or?
No, raising
Oh,
funds.
right. Raising funds. Yeah.
Come
At
on,
times,
you're 16 years old. It's a piece of cake, man. Come on.
I think climbing Ben Nevis is easier than raising funds.
yeah.
That's what I mean. So yeah, was it easy to raise funds or?
I think raising funds can be a bit challenging and requires a bit more work, but yeah, it all works out in the end.
Okay, and how did you manage it, Hassan?
Just, you know, like asking people to donate and stuff, you know, just like
Yeah, but
making
how?
them understand how I, you know, like see things, you know, like the way I'm thinking about the cause. I want them to understand that as well, and you know, donate, which can potentially make them want to do it as well.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. That's brilliant. So, any further challenges you want to take with Uncle Jav?
Just whatever he can hit me with.
Okay, Uncle Javed,
Anji,
which next challenge are you taking Hassan with?
I don't know. We'll come up with something. I want to do a cycling challenge. So I know Hassan cycles. So
Yeah.
maybe yeah, he cycles as well. So hopefully can get him into one of the cycling challenges.
Inshallah.
Yeah, inshallah. So we'll look at something. I think Hassan, you did do the Great Scottish Run with me a few years ago, didn't you? Did you not?
No, I wasn't there. That was
So
Henna. I think that was there.
hopefully the Great Scottish Run will be back this year. I think it's on the 31st of September, if I'm not wrong. And if that's the case, then yep, I'll get a wee running team back running the Great Scottish Run, which is a 10K or a half marathon. Somebody like him, we're doing half an hour, 20 minutes, no problem at all. 10K should
Oh
be.
no, you're putting pressure on me now.
10K should be a walk in the park for kids like this.
Also, Hassan, you know, when you if you have any idea that this challenge or this activity can be quite exciting, you know, don't be shy and just pass this across to Jav Uncle, and he would take it from there, inshallah. He'll support you.
Yeah.
To be honest, the Ben Nevis challenge was his idea.
Oh, really? Was it?
Yeah.
Well done to you.
He wanted to do Ben Nevis, and that's where it all started off from.
Yeah.
And then, you know,
brilliant.
You know, that's a saying, "Karvan chalta raha," or you know, "Saath sab milte rahe." So it started off from there, and then obviously we got other people involved, and yeah, we went and did it.
Yeah, it was just an idea at the start, and then you know, it finally happened.
Right, brilliant. Hassan, any inspirational thought you want to give out to people who are listening to you or watching you?
I don't know what I could say.
Yeah, about your inspiration, about the fundraising, about the effort you have put in to raise funds for a cause, which is really amazing, and anything you want to say.
I feel like, you know, some people get caught up in, you know, thinking about having to do big challenges and, you know, having to do all these like climbing Ben Nevis or the going to Lebanon and stuff. But, you know, it's not always about that. It's always about what's happening, you know, behind, and the small things we can always do, which all of us can do. Alhamdulillah, you know, a lot of us are blessed and able to give money to charity or do small things, take part even like an hour at a small event. You know, it makes a difference, to be honest. I think we should all try our best to, you know, put our inputs into giving to charity and, you know, being a part of something a lot bigger.
Brilliant. So the main thing is, you know, you shouldn't be shy about if you've got an idea, if you want to do something, don't be shy about it.
Yeah.
Like your Jav uncle said, that you need to be the first one to take the start, and then the people will join you.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Hassan, thank you so much, buddy.
Thank you so much for having me.
Sorry for keeping you waiting for some time.
No problem.
Thank you so much for joining us, buddy.
Right.
Look after
Take care. Allah Hafiz.
Take care.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Javed uncle, Javed uncle.
Kelly, Kelly. कोई बात नहीं.
Listen, you and me need to join gym, man. Come on, uncle is
Listen,
uncle is so
वक्त
cool.
कहाँ है जिम के लिए?
That's true. You
Honestly,
must
especially during Ramadan, it just you know yourself. We're run off our feet. So
Yeah.
much work to be put on. It's not easy. You know, some people probably think the work that we are doing is very easy. It's not. You know, sometimes we only get a couple hours of sleeps a day, and I'm sure you can even ask some of the other brothers that are out there doing collections on a daily basis, traveling from city to city, and it's not easy. I mean, you know, because here in Scotland, I'm looking after all of Scotland. So I mean, even sometimes when you got Travi collection,
Yeah.
you're out in Edinburgh, and by the time that finishes, it's about 12:30, and you're coming back into Glasgow. Again, by the time you get home, it's 2 o'clock, and you're back up in early mornings as well. So work's not easy. But inshallah, we'll join gym once everything calms down again and we're back to normal.
No, inshallah, why not? Javed bhai, very quickly, because we're coming to an end now. What are the challenges or events you're planning in Scotland, and what's your basically what's the word? You know, what's the thoughts in your mind that why people should join Javed for these events?
Number one, why should people join us? Because obviously they'll have a lot of fun. That's the main thing.
Okay, number one.
Yeah, our challenges are fun. We have a great team, and at the same time they'll be raising money for a good cause. And I always say to people, do not think about raising the funds, because that'll come itself. You know, main thing is signing yourself up for one of the challenges that we're doing. That's the biggest challenge for them. Once they've signed up for that, everything else, don't sit there and think, oh, you know, that target of £500 or £1,000, I can't reach it. That's going to come afterwards. And we're here to help people. We won't never leave the volunteers on their own to do it. Okay, you know, you've signed up, now go and raise your funds. We'll be there. We'll support them all the way, whatever they want to do. If they want to do a bake sale, if they want to do a fun day, we'll support them right through. And that's what I do. I support all the volunteers throughout whatever they want to do. And I'll keep supporting them in the future as well with new volunteers coming on, which will be absolutely fantastic to see them. We had a bazaar on last weekend where I had a young team of volunteers, and they're all like first time they were volunteering. And then I had a couple of the older volunteers that come in just to keep an eye on them, to blend them in. And they really enjoyed it because they were learning from the older volunteers as well. And that's what we're doing. We're trying to build confidence in the younger volunteers. So the challenges at the moment, like I said, there's nothing pending. I'm looking to do something around cycling. It all depends. Like I said, I'm planning a trip to Pakistan come July and see how that goes. And then I've got the rickshaw challenge coming up. And the end of the year, hopefully going back to Lebanon for the winter appeal. The year just flies by. You don't even realize how quickly. We're in the fourth month. Well, we're in the fifth month and next week. But you know, half of the year has just gone by. You don't even realize how quickly this is going by. And after Ramadan, I'm meeting a couple of brothers who are interested as well, coming on for a deployment.
Okay.
They've asked me to sit down with them after Ramadan and speak to them. Also speaking to a couple of sports clubs that run here. You know, there's a couple of sports clubs that run with kids. I'm speaking to them, how Muslim Charity can be involved with them. And then obviously, you know, get volunteers from there and even take
do something related to cricket, man. I will come and play cricket.
Chalo. Okay, next question, please.
Javaid bhai, thank you so much for your time.
No problem. Thank you very much. No, we'll play cricket as well. वो कैसे खेलते हैं?
That I'll teach you myself.
Chalo, ठीक है. No, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Listen, you said in the start, now you didn't learn anything from me. Now you learn cricket from me.
No, learn cricket from you. No, I just want to say thank you very much to all the volunteers, especially the ones that went out to the deployment with myself. And obviously, we only had Hassan on, but we had a good team of 10, 12 people that climbed Ben Nevis.
Mashallah.
Unfortunately, we couldn't get them all on, but I thought I'd get the baby of the group on whose idea was to do Ben Nevis.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and if somebody's listening in the future, if you from Scotland, if you want to go to a deployment, please get in touch with myself. Here in Glasgow. You know where to hit me up. You can catch me on Facebook. I know many people know exactly where I am. You can always catch me on Awaz, the radio as well. We've got a live appeal on tomorrow night. From 4 o'clock till midnight, we've got a live appeal on with Muslim Charity. Please do tune in for that as well. That's on 107.2 FM, and you can always listen to us live on the internet on Awaz FM. And yeah, and if you've got a challenge, if you're thinking of a challenge and you want to do something, please come and talk to me. I'll help you put that challenge into place, and we'll do the challenge together.
Inshallah. Thank you very much once again, Javaid bhai. It was pleasure, and thank you very much for organizing this, and thank you very much to all the volunteers
Thank you
who
very
have
much.
joined in and who could not join. It was really a pleasure having people.
दिल से कह रहे हो ना? दिल से कह रहे हो ना?
Yes, I am.
Thank you.
And
thank
Javaid bhai, inshallah, speak soon.
Inshallah. Jazakallah. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Allah Hafiz. Allah Hafiz. So this was Brother Javaid, mashallah, an amazing, amazing person, a very, very inspiring personality, very humble, very down to earth, and a thorough gentleman. So, brothers, sisters, alhamdulillah, this ends the show today. And next time, in the next episode, when we will come back again, which is day after tomorrow at 6 o'clock, same time, same space, we will be talking about amazing, amazing challenge, which is the rickshaw challenge. And I will have Madge with me, and I will have a couple of volunteers. Of course, they're going to tell you about the experience, but I think you should not miss that one, because that is super exciting challenge, the rickshaw challenge, where you will be riding the rickshaw 400 kilometers across rural Pakistan. Until next time, day after tomorrow, 6 p.m. Fawad is signing off from here. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.